everybody, and welcome back to My Family Guide, the podcast. I'm your host, Ben. With me, as usual, is my lovely wife, Angela.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Angela.
Hello. Hello, Benjamin.
And how are we doing today?
I'm doing really well. It's Friday, and we were just getting ideas for topics today, and this one's going to be kind of fun, I think.
Friday, fun day, Friday.
It's pizza day for us, too.
Pizza.
I always make pizza on Fridays. But
And I always eat the pizza on Fridays.
Yes, you do.
So what do we have? What was your idea today?
Well, I think it was actually yours, but we were talking about when we go on trips, there will be cities that surprise us, like, wow, I was not expecting that. And then other cities that are a total fail. Like, I had high hopes and then totally disappointed.
Like, so surprised, like...
Good surprise.
Good surprise, bad surprise. Yeah, I got those.
Yeah. So what we did is we put a list together. Now I put my cities together and Ben put his together, but we don't know what each other has. Okay. So we haven't shared them. We wrote them down. We're hiding them.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about them with you guys. So this is just going to be fun to see what we have in store. And we're just going to talk about each of those cities. And if you've visited any of those cities, let us know what you think. If we're on cue with it, or are we
way off?
Or are we way off? It's just our perception. So,
ladies first, go.
Oh, okay. So my first... How should we do this? Do you want to do the first...
Whatever.
Surprise?
It's all
Either way,
surprise. It doesn't matter.
That's a surprise.
Just do it.
So they're surprises. Big surprise. Okay. So I'm not going to do one that we probably both have. I'm going to do one that you probably don't have.
Okay.
Is my guess. Okay. So this one was a big surprise for me. Okay. Actually, I was expecting it, but not expecting it. I have to say, was Amsterdam.
Oh, good one.
So when we took a cruise there, we got off the ship, and we left the port, and we started walking into like the square, and I had like sensory overload. I mean, I was just blown away by... I don't know if it was the architecture and all the bikes and people and everything. I don't know. I just had that city like totally gave me sensory overload. It was cool. Super, super cool. But I just wasn't expecting it to be like that, because I think all the pictures you just see, oh, there's little canals and there's a bicycle and
the coffee shop.
And a coffee shop or something. And the wooden shoes.
And the tulips.
And so... I was just thinking, because you don't see people in the pictures. I mean, like, I know it's a big major city, but I don't know. You know, you just have these expectations of things. I just wasn't expecting all of that right away when you got off the boat. I don't know what I thought, but it was really cool.
It was very cool.
We walked through we did the cruise canals. Yeah. We had lunch at some place. I mean, just all the buildings.
Red light district.
Yeah, we walked through there. You have to check it out, even if you're not into that stuff, which we aren't. But it was just like, it's part of the city. So you gotta see where it is. But I was just, I don't know.
Ben's Coffee House. Ben's Coffee Shop.
Yeah, that's right. We saw Ben's Coffee.
Ben's Coffee Shop.
Yeah. So, but that's not a big deal here anymore, right?
Yeah.
They don't do that. But anyway, so that's one of mine. Okay. Your turn.
I'm going to combine mine.
Okay.
Because mine are kind of similar.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with I'm going to go the opposite.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Dublin.
Dublin. Okay.
Dublin was a surprise, but a negative surprise.
Okay, what were you...
Maybe my expectations maybe my expectations were a little bit too high for Dublin.
Okay.
But when I got there, it's just like a college town, and
Yeah.
I've been there. I've seen those.
The college town.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I mean, and the bridges were gorgeous. But when it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you get off, we took a canal, like a cruise, like a little boat thing,
Okay.
a tour, and we get off the boat, and there's a dude sitting on a bench with his buddies, are about 20-some years old,
Okay.
and he's puking all over his nice black shoes.
Oh no.
It's like, and then we walked into town, and it's just it's a college town.
It's a college town.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
So-
old buildings.
Yeah, I mean, there was some interesting stuff. I mean, all this. Okay, you can go to Guinness, but Guinness is like an hour-long wait just to go inside.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can go to the I believe is it Jameson, I believe is there. You can go to that, but it's another 45-minute wait to get inside there.
Yeah.
And you go to the pubs, and they're cool, but their beer is like 3%. I mean,
When you're used to drinking sevens here.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But however, this is why I'm gonna stay in this, because
Okay.
the surprise for me was Belfast.
Oh.
Belfast was what I thought Dublin was going to be.
So
What I mean by that is like Irish, like what I thought Ireland was going to be. Like
So what was it then? So what is Belfast then?
Belfast is they really have they're very Irish. They're proud of their heritage.
Okay.
And it's not to say that Dublin people aren't, but they have such it's such a college town that it's a melting pot,
okay.
and you don't get the Irish feeling.
So you went to Ireland because you wanted to experience.
I want to experience Ireland. Yeah.
Ireland.
And Dublin is not where you get it.
Okay.
Belfast is where I got it.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
it started when we. I mean,
how about didn't you go to Cork, right? That was or Cobb.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But even there, it very was. We didn't have that much time there. I think we only spent a day.
Okay.
Like maybe 8 hours there.
Okay.
And so we were just busy doing the tour stuff. But Belfast, we had the entire day.
Okay.
And it was awesome. There was even a flash mob that started.
Was there really?
With it was Thriller.
Oh, really?
Thriller. Yeah. Belfast was awesome.
So that's a place you go back.
Oh, I'd go back to Belfast.
Dublin?
Dublin, no.
Not interesting?
No, not really. I mean, go. I mean, I would go.
Yeah. You'd fly in there
Sure,
and
of
then go
Of
do
course.
whatever
Of course,
else.
of
Okay.
course.
Okay. Gotcha. All
But,
right.
yeah.
Interesting.
I got another one too. But go ahead, your turn. Go,
Okay.
go.
All right. Okay. So my next, let's see, surprise I'm gonna do was Bruges.
Oh, in Belgium.
Correct. Yeah.
That was awesome. Oh, you're right. Woo.
So if you haven't been there, this was another one of our stops off the ship. And so you get off at some port in Belgium. I don't remember the name of it. But then you take the train you could go to Brussels or you could stop in Bruges. Bruges was before Brussels. And so we're like, let's do Bruges, whatever. I heard it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we get off and it's like you're stepping into the 1500s. The whole village is intact.
Totally.
Like they have, I haven't looked it up. I should have looked this up before I wrote about it. But I don't remember what year the city was built. But I've watched, I can only say I've watched enough movies to maybe assume it's anywhere from the 1300s to the 1500s is my guess. And it's all the big cobblestone everything.
Oh my goodness. Hold on for a second.
What?
Mark Hamill
Okay.
retweeted my tweet to him.
What, just now?
Yes.
Really? What did you say to him?
Oh my goodness.
That's cool. If you don't know who Mark Hamill is.
I said, I can't think of a name for my latest craft beer creation. I'd like to have a Star Wars theme. Help me, Mark Hamill. You're my only hop. Get it?
Yes.
He goes, Bantha Brewski, Alderon Ale, Solo Suds, Luke Lager Stormtrooper Stout, Cantina Craft Beer, Hamill Hops. May the Force be with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Are you gonna...
What should I
Gotta
say?
tweet back to him?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's...
You're the best.
My writer's block is gone. That's really cool.
My writer's block. My writer's block is now free.
That's awesome. As he's tweeting away.
All right, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So Bruges, though. So what did we... What are... There's monks there. What are monks known for?
Beer.
Beer.
Yeah.
So we had Belgian beer, right?
Yeah.
And in where the monks brew it, right? We did that, and we had the Belgian chocolates, and then we did the little they had canals there too, and so we did a canal cruise there, and we checked out. We went in some of the churches and all those. That whole village was just awesome. So Bruges, I have to say, was one of my big surprises. I was totally shocked.
I agree.
By Bruges.
I totally agree.
Yes. Okay. Yours.
So the other one was boy. See, okay. I'm going to have to go with not a city, but an entire state.
State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alaska.
Mm.
Alaska was the state that I had an expectation of, and it exceeded it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when we went to, like, Alyeska.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness.
I completely agree. That was...
Alaska really is the final frontier. It really is.
It's so much wilderness.
Yep.
And the beauty, and you talk about like feeling insignificant.
Totally.
When you're driving through there and you've only hit like a minuscule part of the state. That state is huge. I don't know if people know this or not. So if you take the state of Alaska, the top of it, and you put it on the lower 48, so the top of it, of Alaska, reaches Minnesota.
Yeah.
The bottom
Texas,
part,
right?
It goes to Florida.
What?
And the easternmost, or the westernmost island goes to California.
Whoa.
That's how huge.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that.
Well,
like,
you see it on a map, but it doesn't give it any justice. So I did like a webinar thing about Alaska, and they like show the state, and they're like, yeah, it seriously is. It goes from Minnesota. I mean, it will reach down to Texas, but then it reaches as far east as Florida, and then as far west as California. That's how much. I mean, it's ginormous.
It is ginormous.
It's ginormous. And we drove. We went on the Kenai Peninsula. We drove from Anchorage to Soldotna, and that was like a 3-hour drive, right?
It is. Yeah.
It was about a 3-hour drive, and we stayed in Soldotna. And I mean, the summertime is, or it was spring. We were still in the spring, but it was just. It's so gorgeous. It's not like that part, the Kenai Peninsula is flat. It's not. I mean, there's mountains, but it's not like you don't drive through the mountains, remember? Mm-hmm. Like you just hit the valleys and everything. So, yeah, that was awesome. I liked Anchorage. And then the midnight sun.
Oh, when we landed?
It was 12:15.
And we landed
after midnight.
It looked just like
it'd be dusk. It would
awesome.
be, I know, it's crazy. And you don't get it until you're there. And then the sun starts coming up at 3 a.m. And you're like, oh my God. I couldn't, my sleep was all off because when I go with the sunlight, that's my schedule. So anyways, moving on. All right. I have to do a disappointment.
Oh, okay.
Ready? I think you know.
I know him.
It's Athens.
Oh, yeah. Athens, brutal. Sorry. I'm
No.
sorry, people. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. If you, if I had to explain, I know it's your thing, but if you had to explain Athens to somebody, this is what I would say. If you're a fan of statues, rundown buildings, and graffiti, Athens is your place.
You got it. That's
it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah. So that was another stop on the ship, and we took a driver. We got a driver, and we went to the Parthenon, right? Mm-hmm. And that was cool. I mean, you go to the Acropolis, and you see everything, but the drive from the port to the Acropolis, it is. There's nonstop, like, heavy traffic. I mean, this is a huge city in the world. I understand that. So traffic isn't a big deal for me. But it was the graffiti everywhere. They don't care. Like, there's no, like, hey, we're even trying to clean it up. It didn't, as a tourist, as a visitor, you don't get any sense of them trying to clean it up if they were. I don't know. There just wasn't anything. And I only heard, we didn't experience anything, but they said the pickpocketers were supposed to be a problem, but I don't know. We didn't get anything stolen or anything like that.
Yeah, that's totally true.
But no, I mean, you're driving around, you're on the bus, and you're like looking around, and I was just like, this is so sad.
It is sad.
I mean, you have stuff that's thousands of years old, and nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No.
It gives you perspective. We were talking about yesterday about what we have here and how well we take care
of everything.
Our stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and we're lucky.
We're lucky.
Yeah. That we have organizations set up to.
I mean, and people are like, "Well, those are thousands of years old." Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, but people can still like the well, maybe it's just us. Maybe we're just newer. Maybe we're a newer country and we preserve our stuff better because we.
But I don't. I guess I
don't
know.
I've heard the same thing about Cairo and the.
Yeah, and the pyramids. I've never been there, but
I've heard the same thing. Like
there's just junk around.
You see cigarette butts and stuff,
plastic bottles around. That's what I've heard too.
Yeah. So maybe it's just the fact that we're newer. I just think we preserve our stuff so much better.
Yeah. But they do it in London. I mean, they do preserve. You know what I mean? See, so exactly. It's not just that. But we're in Santo Domingo, in the Dominican, and we toured Christopher Columbus's house.
Yeah.
And they don't have they didn't put any windows on the windows. There was just a painting that was there, and it wasn't preserved. It's just hanging up like the sea salt air,
velvet rope,
like keeping you from going on his bed. And it was just like, and then the aquarium. Oh, there was like spray paint, and it wasn't dirty. It was dirty, and it was like just
the green water.
Yeah, the algae, like they didn't clean the aquarium.
Remember the horse eating
the garbage and so I don't know. That was Santo Domingo, so that was not, but. Again, I digress. So,
anyways.
All right, you're up.
I'm up.
You're up. What do you got?
I'm going to do another surprise.
Okay.
A good one.
Okay.
Edinburgh,
Oh.
Scotland.
Okay.
I had no, like, I knew about it, but I didn't know about it.
Okay.
Like, I had, I'd seen Braveheart, right? But that's about all
Bill Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's new Edinburgh and Old Town Edinburgh. And the funny thing is, what the new Edinburgh is like...
Why is it new?
Because it's like 1700s. It was
built.
Did
the city burn?
I don't know the story.
Expand?
I wasn't paying attention to the thing. But the old Edinburgh was like 1300s or 1500s or something like that.
Wow.
So like the old
is still our old.
Or the new is old.
For us.
But their old is like ridiculous old.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Scotland, period, was gorgeous.
Overall.
I loved it. I loved Scotland. I'd go back in a heartbeat to see more.
Wow.
Inverness, that was gorgeous. Loch Ness, of course. But yeah, Edinburgh to me was...
That was a surprise.
I want to go back. I really want to go back.
You didn't get enough.
I didn't get enough of that. I want to go back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big time.
That's... Well, we'll have to figure something out. Right?
Heck yeah. I'm friends with Mark Hamill now.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're BFFs.
BFFs.
I'm a Jedi. See, all my friends are like, did you see me?
It pays to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next surprise was in, I think I have this right, Kotor, Montenegro.
Whoa. Oh.
I think it was Kotor, right? Was that the name of the city?
Kitty Couture.
Kitty Couture. Was it Kotor? Kotor?
It could be.
That's right. That's
That
not.
could be
That's
it.
not Croatia, right? No.
I don't remember.
I think it was.
Montenegro was.
It was Montenegro. Whatever the country was Montenegro.
It was absolutely
Again, you don't. I was like, it was one of the stops on our trip. It was on the cruise, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know Montenegro was a country, sadly. That's how little I know about my European history. So I was like, okay, I don't know what Montenegro is. But so anyways, I got up early that morning. We were pulling into Montenegro, and the city, Kotor. I believe it was. So we're like the ship gets in from off the major coastline, and it's going slow at only like maybe 5 knots, and it's traveling into the bay.
Kotor.
Okay, yeah. So Kotor, and then so it's only traveling at like 3 to 5 knots going into the bay, and you're slowly going in, and as the sun is starting to come up, and in the morning, and you're going in, and I thought like it was gonna be flat or something, but there's mountains everywhere, and you're just like, oh my god. So the sun is coming up. I was just like, this is insane. So as the sun starts coming up, you get further and further into the bay where Kotor is, and so we have to tender in. And tendering, if you don't know what that means, it's like the ship, the bay is not deep enough for the ship to dock at a pier, so they anchor out in the deep water, and then they get the small little boats to bring you back and forth to the coastline or to the pier. So that's what we had to do because it wasn't deep enough. So we tender back and forth. We get up to the pier. And we're just like, wow, this is just cool because of the scenery. So anyways, you start walking in and you get into this old fortress, right? It was like it was another medieval city on the coastline. I don't know if you're looking it up, but what year Kotor was that village was, maybe 1400s again, 1300s. That the actual like castle or whatever it was that we were in. It was the old. So, anyways, you're like looking up, and I think you put it in a post or something, and you said it looks like the hills are alive with the sound of music because the mountain,
looked just like it.
Yeah, like you're right. You feel like you're in the mountains because the mountains are right there, and it's just awesome. So the village. So you're walking around in this village. It's cobblestone, huge rock things everywhere. They have restaurants and shops inside of this whole thing. Mm-hmm. It was just awesome. That was like a total surprise for me.
Kotor Cathedral.
Kotor Cathedral.
Yeah.
Does it say when it was built?
No. No.
Okay.
But that's what it was.
That was okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so
I'm not getting that deep.
There we go. So that was one of my other surprises.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah. Because we both got to see that one.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
My turn again?
Yep. What do you got?
I don't have many negatives. You know what? I'm going to say, people are going to be like, what?
Okay.
This is a good one. I was pleasantly surprised when I went back to Wisconsin last year and I spent the day in Milwaukee.
Really?
Believe it or not, I had such a good time, and you just forget the small town feel, the small town feel in a big city.
So
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You miss that. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about. It's a big city, but people are nice. The Midwestern people
Yes.
have this, they're just very nice. And
they're happy when anyone comes to visit their city.
and they're talkative, and they're ready to give you you ask them a question about how to get somewhere. Oh, they'll like, well, why don't you follow me and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Like that. So we went to the baseball game. It was the Cubs and Brewers were
Okay.
It was, but we had such a great time. We went down to Harp, and if you don't know, you can get a free shuttle to the game and back.
Oh.
And they let you drink on the bus.
Oh.
And
okay.
it's free.
Oh, that's nice.
They just want tips.
Okay, fair enough.
But it was a pleasant surprise. Like you take it.
You've been gone for so long,
yeah,
and you just kind of.
I was a visitor. I came as a visitor,
Yeah.
and I've never done that before.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasant surprise.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go.
You know, I haven't been out in Milwaukee, like just like you were saying, as a visitor.
See?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because normally, like, we'll fly in and we go straight to family, which isn't in Milwaukee at all. And so to just like hang out in Milwaukee, see what it's, I don't know.
When was the last time you did that?
I don't know.
You probably never have.
No.
As a visitor, I never have.
No. It's been
forever.
It's been forever.
So
that'd be kind of fun to do that, just to see what.
And it was a real good time. It was awesome, and you're right by Lake Michigan, and
yeah,
it was fun.
That's cool.
So there you go.
Nice.
Your turn.
Okay. Oh, where did my thing go? I have my. Let's see. Oh, I know. Boise.
Oh yeah. Good or bad?
Good. There was little I expected, and so this summer it was a pit stop for the night. We were driving up from after we'd visited Moab, right? So we were outside of Moab about 45 minutes, and so we were trying to get back home, and we spent the night in Boise by the airport, and I was just like, you know what? I've never even been in Boise. The last time I was in Boise, I think, is when we moved out here. And so that was like 12 years ago. And I was like, I've never even been in Boise.
Yeah,
so I want to see what it is. Mm-hmm. Let's just go eat dinner there. Let's do it. So what do you think when we get downtown in Boise?
It was not what I s- it was not what I thought. When I think of Boise, I think potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
I just had a, I just thought it would be factories. I thought it'd be more
Like more
rural,
industrial
more
or
industrial.
college or
Yeah.
something?
Not college at all.
I
mean,
thought college.
I just thought it would be more industrial. But man, no, they're building and they're pumping money in that place.
They are. And I like
It's high-end
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like boutiques,
Yeah.
super nice hotels, restaurants, shopping, entertainment, everything in like downtown Boise. I was like, wow, this is like, I felt like it was a major city.
Yeah.
I really did, but
Yeah.
it was still small enough to navigate that you weren't, it wasn't like New York, obviously, but it was still big enough, but small enough. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought like I would actually, I mean, what, from here to Boise, how long of a drive? 7 hours?
About 7 hours. Yeah.
I would do the drive
Yeah.
for like a 3-day weekend to go hang out there. That's how much I was
And the
kind
zoo
of
looked awesome.
I know, we wanted to do that, but we just were like, we've been gone for so
I
long.
know.
I was like, we need to get back.
But the school, the university looked gorgeous. The
I know.
downtown, I can't get enough of that downtown.
I know. I was
And the Capitol building looked
Yeah. I
awesome.
know. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see more
I
of that
agree.
one.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
It was cool. So do you have any more? If not, I got one more.
All right, one more. Go. Do it.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Nolans.
Nolans. I'd been there
Mm-hmm.
when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just party time. But I came back, and I was only there for like 48 hours. That was
Okay.
it. We drove
Uh-huh.
from Wisconsin all the way down. There was like 48 hours and drove back. So yeah, I know. We're ridiculous. So anyways, this time I go, and I was like, yeah, it'll be fun. Because I was like, oh, Bourbon Street, whatever. But I was going with my friend, her daughter, her mom, and another friend. And I was just like, this isn't going to be a party. So I was like, it'll be fine. It's not going to be, it'll be whatever. So we get there, and I was just really, I guess I'd only really been in the French Quarter, so I didn't know what else to expect. So the first time I went. So this time, it was awesome. Like, I get in, I go to the Mardi Gras Museum. I went by myself. I got in the day ahead of time. So I went to the Mardi Gras Museum, which was just, that is New Orleans. And so anybody should take a tour, because there's so much more than it just being floats. It's
Right.
not, there's a whole history to how the parade started. And that's a whole episode in itself. I mean, just New Orleans in general is a whole episode in itself.
I agree with you. I think I don't mean to interrupt you, but when I was there the first time
2015?
2015.
Yeah. October 2015.
Yeah.
So when he went,
it was, and it was, it's hard to explain. It's like I knew what it would be like. Like it was, it
like
kind of
you
was.
figure like Bourbon Street kind of, but then, yeah. So you get the different districts.
That's what surprised me.
And how there's so much history there.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much history. I mean, they have the Creoles, they have the Cajuns, you have the French, and then I just learned about the history of each of them. Again, that's a whole nother podcast in itself. But then there was Hurricane Katrina. I learned about that, went through all the areas that got affected. Yep. Did swamp tours, learned about the people that lived in the swamps and their backgrounds and what they've gone through and why they're there. And, you just think people just set up camp at the swamp tours where the swamps are. And well, that's not the case. So there's a whole nother thing about that. Like I knew it was going to be cool, but then it was just, there's so much history. Like, that city has so much history compared to most of the U.S. And part of the Louisiana Purchase and how that happened. And there's just so much to see and do there than I really expected. So, and the tours, cemeteries, I learned about. So that's a whole, again, that's a whole podcast in itself. But, yeah. But that one was, like, I knew what I was getting, but I didn't. And so that was what I really enjoyed about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I have more, but we're out of time.
I know. That's good. But so what do you have as your biggest surprises or disappointments when you're going to a city?
What city surprised you? What if you had a city that you were looking forward to going to, but really was like, ugh, or the opposite, you had no expectations for, and it was like, wow, it was awesome.
Substantial.
Let us know down below in the comments, Auntie Kay and Grandma Patty.
We would like to hear from you.
All right.
Don't forget to visit us at myfamilyguide.com. You can find us on Facebook at myfamilyguide.
Yeah, and follow my Twitter handle.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
It's at Craft Brew Daddy.
You can see how Mark Hamill retweeted. He must have a day off today.
He must have a lot of free time.
He's got some extra time on his hands.
All right.
So anyway, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you.